Here are some tips and tricks to have a more mindful year. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Mindful Introvert podcast. This podcast helps you to get inspiration to manifest a life in alignment with your true, confident, and intuitive being. I'm Jo from mindfulintrovert.com, an inner peace and abundance coach, and my purpose here is really to help you slow down, look inwards, and create a more peaceful life by learning to trust your intuition and exploring your spirituality at a soul level. Ready to be empowered? Let's get on with the episode. So we all know that every time a new year starts, we have all of these resolutions. And even if you don't, at least you're trying to do something different and improve your life. I think everyone wants to improve their lives and become the best version of themselves, right? I know, I do. So I thought about bringing some tips and tricks to help you be more mindful and just be more focused and just enjoy your life a bit more, have more inner peace, connect more with yourself. And that's what we're here for, isn't it? So I think the tip number 1 is to go on nature walks more. So be more in nature, spend more time in nature, connect more to the nature around you. And when you go on these walks, I would say to pay attention to any sounds, any birds singing, any wind whistling. So pay attention to the sounds, pay attention to smells, the smells of the flowers, and just pay attention to how you are feeling as you're taking one step after the other, and how the cold air or warm air, depending on where you are. Here in the UK, it's very cold. So if I went out, I would be feeling the cold air on my cheeks. And just connect to nature and let nature be your teacher, because it has a lot to say and has a lot to help in processing a lot of energy, stuck energy deep inside us. And then I would say to meditate. Meditating, again, I've done a lot of episodes here on meditation, but meditation just means that you're paying attention to whatever it is that you're doing, and you're doing so on purpose and without any judgment, basically. And you're letting the thoughts come, and you're not dwelling on anything, and you're not holding on to any form of judgment. You're just experiencing life as it comes and accepting it and letting go of it, and just being present. That's what meditation can be. So it can be going for a run, it can be actual formal meditation where you sit down, you lay down, and you follow someone's audio, or you simply meditate on your own. So meditating, spending time alone, spending time in the silence is very, very important to have a more mindful year, and just allowing things to come to you that need to be healed. And then another very powerful tool is journaling. Journaling really helped me to process a lot of my emotions, really helps me to put things into perspective, to connect to my higher self. And because somehow to me it just feels easier to write things down and have them clear the space in my mind that it's not so present in my brain, where I start to overthink and I start to get overwhelmed by those thoughts. So writing them down is a very present activity, very active activity, and you process a lot of information and a lot of energy this way, and you get to know things about yourself. So this is definitely something to incorporate if you want to have a more mindful year. and learn more about yourself and help yourself to heal a lot of unprocessed thoughts. And then I have another one. Another tip is active listening. And so this is more when you are interacting with people. So when you are talking to a friend, talking to a family member, and sometimes when we engage in these conversations, we already know what we are going to say before the person even stops to their sentence, finishes their sentence. So we are just so jumpy and trying to get the conversation going and saying, oh my God, I'm so excited, I might just have to say this, and no. So to be more mindful and to have better relationships is really to do active listening, where you are present, you are listening to every word that the person is saying, you are paying attention to their body language, you are just using your empathy to be there for that person, supporting that person, and showing that you care about what they're saying. And if you're finding yourself searching in your brain for an answer, just take a deep breath in and connect back to the present moment, connect back to the person's voice, what they're saying, and just wait. And it may even come to the fact that you have to wait for 2 seconds or a little bit longer after they finish talking, and then you can process your thought and you can come up with an answer. It's better to do that than just talking mindlessly and just talking about yourself, maybe redirecting the conversation to whatever way you want it to go. And that shows that you're not fully committed supporting the other person. So active listening is definitely a very important tool to be more mindful this year. And that leads me to another tip, that is noticing your thoughts. And so noticing your thoughts and your emotions, your feelings is very important. And I'm not trying to have you change them, because that defeats the purpose of paying attention to them, at least at this stage. And that is the opposite of being mindful, because that already gives you judgment. And so that's not helping you. But I would say that this is a tool that you can use together with journaling, and just name the feelings and just be your own mind's observer, and noticing how you are talking to yourself after maybe a situation that you're embarrassed, or you're tired, or you're arguing with someone. Just notice that and know that it's important to have this awareness, understanding what your thoughts are, because they are not who you truly are. They're just a portion of your own manifested reality, and that can change. But remember, now just taking awareness on them. And then my last tip is to rest. And resting is something that it's so mindful. And it can really shift a lot of unprocessed, unhealed emotions deep within you. And it can trigger a lot of things, actually. So it's important to take a moment to rest, and then notice, am I feeling guilty? Am I feeling like I am not being productive, that I should be doing something else with my time? Or am I truly enjoying resting and taking this time for myself to recharge my energy? And resting can be taking a nap, or simply sitting in silence. So it can be a very calming exercise for you to recharge and just reconnect back with your inner being. And that is very important when we are trying to be mindful and we are trying to improve our life and connect more with our intuition. So those are all the tips that I have for a more mindful year. And if you do this, your life is guaranteed to improve. So let me know. I want to know how you got on with doing this, if these are some that you have already been doing, or this is something completely new, and what is your intention for this year. So yeah, I will see you on the next episode, and I wish you all the best. Bye. If you are fully committed to your growth, I invite you to book a free inner peace assessment call with me, where we create an action plan to manifest a life worth living with more inner peace and self-love. And for more inspiring content, follow me on Instagram at Coach Joanna Calado and subscribe to my YouTube channel at The Intuitive Being. I will leave everything in the show notes so that you do not miss a thing. I'll see you in the next episode, and until then, slow down and trust yourself. Bye.